Hello, greetings, dear ones. Nice to see you again back. I am simultaneously doing this live today on Instagram plus my Facebook page shifting into awareness. I hope this goes on well. It's a short video again, short in the sense, not like those long live ones. Brief to the point, today I would like to just mention about relationships. In the past 1 or 2 months, I've been interacting a lot with my friends online, writing posts, connected with a lot of things um, on the internet regarding these relationships. And I would like to answer a couple of questions also, though you have written to me, very genuinely asking how to deal with certain things when it comes to this relationship, spirituality and relationships, being in the relationships, but so hard to deal with it. So from my past couple of sessions, I have had some questions also. So I thought I'll speak this time on relationships. See, relationships are always complex. Whichever relationship you take, whichever relationship you take, be it your own family, your loved ones, your friends, your relations, people in the society, people in your office, your colleagues, your well wishers, your neighbors, the citizens around you, the people of your country, the people of your world, the species, the same species that you're interacting with every day. It's a complex relationship. Relationship is always very complex. And that is why it becomes very difficult for us to handle it because we are multitasking actually. We are not just one being having just one relationship. Sitting in one place, you are dealing with multiple people in multiple ways and having multiple complex, diverse relationship with everyone. In that, you are expected to be a certain way. Especially when you come into spirituality, you are expected to be in a certain way. It's like you have a huge responsibility to be a certain way. People expect out of you to be a certain way. Why? Because you are into spirituality. You are spiritual now. So, spiritual means more responsibility. It doesn't make sense, guys. It really doesn't make sense being spiritual, more responsible, more answerable, not at all. But I'm saying the perspective of the other person always changes and they expect you to be more answerable to them. And somewhere subconsciously, even you feel answerable because you are spiritual. You're getting it? So, that answerability which you hold inside, you make yourself feel responsible for being spiritual. And inside, you carry a heavy burden of being answerable to every person. Otherwise, you feel guilty yourself because somewhere inside, you know, oh, I am a spiritual person. I should have been this way. I should have not been this way. You know, that guilt is there. And when that guilt is there, forget others punishing you. You end up punishing yourself. So that is one reason I'm saying you got to be very careful about how you carry yourself. What is your definition about spirituality? How do you carry yourself? Forget the people. Your relationship with others, forget it. First, your relationship with yourself. How are you carrying yourself in front of you? When you go and look into the mirror, can you be guilt free? Can you just look into this mirror and smile at yourself and be proud of yourself? Accept yourself the way you are. Try it. This will prove it to you. I'm telling you, it's not easy. This might sound very easy. Just try standing in front of the mirror and staring into your eyes. You will not be able to. If you are not able to even stare into your eyes calmly, I don't mean stare into your eyes and move. Look into your eyes and feel and reflect yourself as you look into some other human, eye into eye, meaningfully. Look into your own eyes meaningfully. Do this exercise. Here we are talking practical spirituality. Do this exercise. Look into your eyes. Can you look lovingly into your eyes? Lovingly. You won't be able to. I'm telling you, most of the time you won't be able to, because there is so much of prejudices that we carry for ourselves. We carry the guilt for being ourselves. We have never accepted ourselves the way we are. Why? Because we are living in so many complex relationships, complexities, day in, day out, completely complex. Office, you are one person. Home, you are one person. Neighborhood, you are one person. In the society, you are one person. Everywhere, you are one person. You carry this relationship. You carry this title of being someone everywhere, and you're trying to please everyone. You are trying to fit into everybody's boards. And that is why you get very easily offended if somebody in your home says you are not a spiritual person. Why? Because you did this. Because you said this. Because you behaved this way. Look at yourself. How are you behaving? How are you supposed to be, and how are you behaving? Now it is somebody else's definition. It is their definition of what spirituality is. According to somebody else, spirituality means this. So you got to be always nice to them, always very kind to them. I'm not saying you shouldn't be, but everybody's definitions again keeps on changing. Kindness is one to one person, kindness is another to another person. Now what will happen is, if you don't accept yourself, you don't know your own definition, you will try to fit into everybody's definition of what is kindness, what is love, what is unconditional love, what is nice, what is being rude. However people mold you, you will try to fit into that, because now you are trying to adapt yourself according to everybody's eyes. That means you are trying to adapt yourself according to the relationships that you are moving around with, not according to who you are. In this, you forget your identity. You forget who you truly are. You are only adaptable everywhere. And that adaptability is not true adaptability, because it changes colors. And at the end of the day, subconsciously, your soul is aware of this game. And that will give you guilt. Somewhere deep inside, subconsciously, you carry this guilt, saying that I have not been true to myself. Or whenever you're trying to adapt into certain situation or with people, inside there's a voice that is saying you're fake. That adds up to the trouble. And we feel miserable. And at the end of the day, we feel we have not been a good person. We have not been a good spiritual being. We have not been a good human being. We have not been a good mother, a good father, a good child, a good son, a good daughter, a good sibling, a good friend. There is all this kind of guilt that we carry around with. So, dear ones, because whenever I'm talking on these subjects, I always get questions on these things. Somebody asked, because once I had posted a question that be true to yourself. I had posted a name on Conscious Space. Be true to yourself, even if that means standing alone. So there was a confusion. Somebody asked me, how can this be possible when you are in a family and let's say all your family is opposing you? How can you stand alone, especially when you're dependent on them? especially if you're a female, and depending on somebody who might not be right, but is not allowing you also to be right in some way. Now, there's a kind of pressure, but inside in your heart, you know you're doing your dharma. You know you're true to yourself. You know you are true and pious and your intention is pure, but the other person doesn't understand you. In that case, how can you stand alone and fight alone? How can you speak your truth boldly? Because there you have chances of being disowned, or you can have a lot of problems. For this reason, dear ones, I am trying to tell you, understand first what is being alone. What is standing for your own truth, even if that means standing alone? First of all, what is truth? There are two kinds of truths that we live in this dual world. One is your truth and one is my truth. The way the other person sees is their truth. The way I see is my truth. And we quarrel and fight against each other, debate against each other. That my truth is right, that person will fight, their truth is right. So both are fighting for their own truth and they both feel they are right. So both will say, I am fighting for my truth. Now, what I am saying is not for these two truths. What I am saying is the higher truth, the third truth, which is the pure one. Neither yours, neither mine, whatever is right, aligned to the highest being, to the supreme truth, that is the truth. So, what you see, what I see, is not the truth. What the supreme sees, or the higher self sees, is the truth. How will we see that third truth? Only when we transcend duality. That is spirituality. If you don't transcend duality, if you are operating from duality, you will see either from their truth or your truth, and answers will be dual. What you got to do is shift into awareness. When you shift into awareness, you are moving into your higher self. In that state of awareness, there is no partiality. Even if I am wrong, if my truth is not right, my awareness, my higher self will tell me, no, this is not the truth. This is the truth. At that moment, a person who is in higher awareness, because he or she has transcended the ego, there will be no battle to prove yourself or somebody else right or wrong. The awareness will tell me I'm right or wrong. And I am operating now from that higher self. My higher self is guiding me to talk the truth, to be the truth. That is the truth that I am talking about. Please don't get the post wrong. See, people read the post also from a dual mind. You see, this post is very egoistic post. Even if you stand alone, speak the truth. It's very egoistic. Because if you operate and look at it from an egoistic point of view, you will feel, I am right and let me do what is right. This is my permission. I give myself to do what I want. I'm getting it. And it might not be right. So what is right is higher truth. That is why it is very essential, I keep talking about shifting into awareness. Operate always from being in awareness. So you will see sometimes even the other person might be right. So you operate. What will happen is, see, all the time if you operate from the dual mode, you will always be right and the other person will always be wrong. That is why the conflict never ends. And so the other person will always feel this person is always feeling he's right or she is right. And that's arrogance. True, in one way. True, because you also might be feeling, see, look at that person, he's always or she's always saying that he's only right, the last word. That's arrogance. True. Now, what will happen is, forget the other person. They might not be knowing about awareness and consciousness. They might be spiritual or not. Forget it. You are. And when you are, make use of it. This is practical spirituality. You move into higher awareness. You ascertain that truth. If they are right, allow them to be right. Truthfully. Awareness will do that. Ego will not do that. And what will happen is, when, let us say, you have 10 arguments, in the 10 arguments, you see 4 of the arguments they were right, and six of the argument you were right. Stand with your 6, but stand also with their 4. Authenticity, integrity. When you stand with their 4, they will appreciate you for it, even if not physically or verbally, but subconsciously they will know it. This is how they will start respecting you seeing your higher truth. Because every time you are not winning the war. You are winning when you are right, but you are also respecting and allowing the other person to be right. And when you honor that, I'm telling you, honor that space of others where they are right. Appreciate them for being right. Have the guts to say, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. This time what you said was right. I agree to it. I learned something. Thank you. Do it and see. Next time, when you are truly right, something in their consciousness will agree to what you are saying, because now they are honoring the same spirit that is looking at things very unbiasedly. They will respect you for your unbiasedness. That is truthfulness. They will respect you for your spirituality. That space, this conscious space in you. This is how we make a difference in relationships. So the 3 truths, their truth, my truth, doesn't matter. The higher truth. Who knows the technique? You know the technique. They probably do not know the technique. If they want, you can teach them this. But this cannot be taught, my dear ones. I'm telling you. Even right now, if you're watching this live, or you're watching this in a recorded version, doesn't mean you're going to do it. It might not appeal to you. To some, it may appeal. Are you getting it? To some, even this video might be offending. You might say, what crap is this? Doesn't matter. See, just because if somebody is saying it's a crap, I'm not going to feel offended about it, because I know my truth. I am resonating from that truth. Whenever I'm speaking something, I am very serious about it. And I'm talking about it. So, in that manner, when you deal with relationships, it becomes easier. So, it is not about just overnight changing and winning a war. It is absolutely not that. It might take time. Allow it, because you are working on a lifetime mission of your spirituality. It's not just about 1 or 2 days or 3 days. Allow your lifetime to go in this. Not a big problem. Allow this kind of changes to happen in your home, in your offices, with your friends, in your society. Let it. Bring the changes slowly. But what I'm saying is, stick on to your truth. At the end of the day, at the evening, when you're looking at yourself even in the mirror, you should never feel ashamed or guilty of anything. I'm telling you, if you do this right, in the end of the day, you will be able to look into your eyes and smile and be proud of it. I'm telling you, mark my words. You'll feel great. You'll feel like patting yourself. And that is when you have started accepting yourself the way you are. That is when you have started loving yourself the way you are. Then it will not matter whether the other person is respecting you, accepting you, or loving you or not. Why we always fit into somebody else's truths? Why we are a people pleaser? Why we try to adapt into other people's boots always? It is because we are unable to accept ourselves the way we are unable to love ourselves the way we are. So we want other people to appreciate us, other people to accept us, other people to love us, and that is a big problem. That is why we demand to be right all the time. When we say, I'm right, listen to me, It always doesn't mean about right or wrong. It is the subconscious mind screeching and screaming itself, listen to me, pleading with other people's, listen to me, be with me, accept me, love me. It is an indirect way of saying to people. It's screaming. Your soul is screaming for love, for acceptance. That is why it is trying to do it through fights, through duality. Through the ego mind, it's trying to occupy that space and demanding attention there. Are you getting it? And that will bother you more and more. What will people say? How are they reacting? Whether they like it or not, everything will matter to you. And it will trigger you and it will keep you impatient all the time. But I'm telling you, if you operate from your higher space, your higher self, you're moving into shifting into awareness and operating from that awareness, it will not matter to you what others say, because you are grounded in that truth. You are grounded in that space. You are full of integrity and authenticity, and there is not an ounce of space of doubt whether what you're doing is right or wrong and all those things. Again, I'm saying it is not from the egoistic point. Ego will tell you I am right, but it will give you jitteriness, it will give you impatience, it will not give you peace, it will keep you unrested always, it will make you irritated always, it will make you feel triggered for each and everything that the other person's response is about. But why I'm saying, when you are in higher space, when you are in that awareness, it will not matter what anybody and how they react. Even if they say thank you, it's okay with you. Even if they don't, it's okay with you. And when I'm saying, even if you're standing alone, stand alone, but speak your truth, it means this. It doesn't mean adamantly going and fighting. Speaking your truth always can mean that you know the truth. Let us say you have an argument with somebody at home or anywhere, and you know that person is wrong somewhere, but that person is not able to listen to you in whatever way you're saying, is not honoring your truth, even if you're speaking from a higher point of view. In that case, what do you say? See, you are aware of the truth, you know what is right, then it should not bother you. It will bother you if you come down into the ego because you want to now prove yourself right. But if you are in a higher state of awareness, you don't want to prove. You know the truth. So you allow that person, you respect that person even for not accepting your truth. See the beauty of it. I'm telling you where that is leading you. Somebody asked me today about unconditional love here. It's confusing. I'm telling you that only. See where it will lead you to. So you make it a practice again and again and again and again. It will not come overnight. Make it a practice to be in that awareness. Feel the truth. Okay, if somebody is not accepting, even in an argument, leave. Drop the argument. There is no need to prove anybody right or wrong. You are just saying it's okay. You're not even saying, okay, it's okay, angrily. You're saying, okay. But then you have an inner smile. You don't want that argument to continue. Out of that goodwill, you drop the argument or you drop the conversation. You continue with your work, but you will be at peace. And I'm telling you, when you are at peace, the other person's consciousness will be stinging them. Because the conscience knows it very well. Who can be at peace? The one who is truthful. The one who is really truthful and aligned with the truth can be peaceful. And your peace, your aura of non-violence, of non-reaction, and being at peace with yourself, not with anybody. You're not even speaking a word. You are rooted in your truth, and when you live that, after that, something will keep pricking them. Now you should be careful not to do that to prick them. The ego will plan this. Okay, let me be truthful and let me play truthful so that it pinch. We do all these things. This is manipulation. When you are not truthful, but you're trying to be truthful just to poke somebody, that is manipulation. Thin line. Be very careful from where the mind is operating, because mind will operate with all these kind of tactics only when it is in the dual space, in the ego space. What I am speaking is not that. I'm speaking from awareness, because in your awareness, if you're trying to fake it, the awareness will tell you, my dear, you're faking it. You're not being truthful. You should have the courage to listen to that and correct immediately. This is a practice. If you do, I'm telling you, you are very strongly aligning to your soul. Mark my words. Do it for a couple of months and you see the drastic difference that you have in your soul and life. The purity of intentions. How you keep on purifying your intentions by these things. There is no other way, dear ones. The more you move closer to your soul, only is the way to purify your intention. You cannot purify intention just by listening to a teaching and liking the teaching and still yet continuing to operate from the ego self, from the lower self, from the dual self. You got to make efforts to move into the non-dual, to the higher self, if you want to make that teaching an impact in your life. That is why shifting into awareness is very important. So now when you're rooted in your truth, without a fight, you are at peace. You see what will happen. This is what I mean by, even if you're alone, let's say 10 people are with you and nobody is agreeing, but you know very well what the truth is, you go silent. You go in peace. You continue in peace without argument. The rest of the 9 will be impacted with your aura of peace. Even if they provoke and still you don't react, and you say, okay, fine. But that aura of peace is talking some language to them. That is the argument that is taking place in their consciousness. The energies, the vibes. So what? You're not fighting. So you said, how should I deal with people if I am dependent? You need not have arguments when you have to stand for your truth. Standing for your truth is this. Be rooted in that space. I'm telling you, dear ones, when you do that, over a period of time, you will gain more of self-dependency. Nothing will matter what the other people are saying. And I'm saying it is a big boon if you can get this. If you can be unperturbed in any situation, in any kind of comments or arguments or whatever things are coming towards you, it is a great achievement. That aura will inspire people to change. It is never by arguments. So let them change by this aura. Never do this to change others. Again, that is manipulation. Do it because it's your dharma. It's your dharma. This is dharma. Dharma means with no motives. Just in today's Chidakasha Gita, I elaborated, demystified a teaching of Bhagwan, where he has so beautifully talked about Nishkam Karma. I'm just looking at that. Yes, Chidakasha Gita verse 66, he says, if you perform tapas for thousands of years with the desire for results, it is of no avail. But if you perform tapas just for one gadiga, gadiga means 24 minutes. तब के ज़माने में there was no clock, so it was measured by gadiga. So even if you perform tapas just for a few minutes without any desire of the fruits, you will see God in all and all in God. See, so beautiful it is. Suddenly, you will shift from duality to non-duality. And when you shift into duality, non-duality, self-awareness is the only point where it is non-dual. Then only you can see God in everyone. See, only when you see God in everyone, only you can be silent. You are now accepting the other person also the way they are. Oh, they are argumentative, they are talkative, they are wrong, but they are provoking me, attacking me. It's okay. I see, I'm overlooking it. I'm seeing why they are that way, because their conscience, their consciousness has not risen to a certain level. Probably I have been gifted and blessed to see this in clarity, in awareness. I thank my Lord for that. I thank my higher self for that, for being blessed. They are not blessed, probably. So I must feel bad for them. There's a kind of compassion that comes. Oh, they're not understanding it. It's okay. But I am understanding it. I have the privilege. So I overlook that person's cribbing. Why that person is doing that. I understand it from a higher level of compassion. This is a great, great quality. The quality of saints. We all can be saintly. We all can be divine. By moving into that space of divine, higher self, the space of awareness. That's a non-dual space. That is what Bhagavan means. When you enter into the non-dual space, you will see God in all and all in God. And when you see God in all, will that bother? It's a God only that's acting towards you, good or bad. So what will happen? This is what Jesus Christ, when he was on the crucifix, he was being killed and tortured. He still looked at them, at somebody poking and piercing his body with so much of love. And he looked to the Heavenly Father and said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they're doing. What greater compassion can be than this? This can happen only in Christ consciousness. Somebody is torturing them, and still they have the audacity to ask the Lord, please do not punish them, because they don't know what they're doing. The karma that they can take in for killing a pious, a pure person is horrendous. And Jesus knew it. What kind of a karma they are occurring. So he was having even compassion. Oh my Lord, please forgive them. They do not know what they are doing. They do not know means they are not in their awareness. They are still rooted in the duality. You see the compassion of the mystics. This is what we got to learn from. This is practical spirituality. So Christ consciousness is not far away. It is the same thing that I'm talking about. Your higher self is your Christ consciousness. Your higher self is the Krishna consciousness. This is what Chidakasha Gita said in today's. And so I have explained. This is Nishkam Karma. When there is no desire, when you are motivated to do an act without the fruits, without the desire of the fruit, what may happen, this may happen. You are not motivated by that desire, the results of that action. You are only motivated by your action because you feel it is your dharma to do it. You feel it is your truth to say this. Then that will be a pure act. Shuddha Bhavana, people say, how to have pure intention. This is how you have pure intention. Not fixing anything on the results, but doing it very selflessly. Only one regard is there. Whatever happens, whatever I do, let it be for my highest good and the highest good of all. Change in perception, change in the awareness. And that act becomes pure. That act is not contaminated by karmic fruits. Read the Chidakasha Gita today, you'll understand. That is why the people who do such acts pure, it is called Leela. Krishna did a Leela. Christ did a Leela. And Avadhut did a Leela. The Guru did a Leela. Why they say Leela? Leela means it is not impacted by karma. There is no fruits for that. Whatever is done, there is no fruits for that. That is why an Avadut might give the dirtiest of bad words and still not be affected by karma. The Lord, like Krishna or Buddha or Christ, may do any act but still not be under the reels of the fruits of that action, because they are not bothered on the fruits of action. They are doing their dharma. Get the catch? That is Nishkam karma. So that selflessness when we are operating in the relationships, that selflessness, that quality is what will purify the relationship. That quality is what will untie the karmic bindings. You are here because of karmic bonds. You are with that family, with that set of people, with that set of friends, with that set of all the crooked and the nice ones, whatever people you are connected with, it is all karmic. Len then, give and take. Because every time the karma was done with some impure intention for the fruits of something, and it has brought some fruits and it is continuing. So to untie from that, to get off the clutches of karmic bonds, you got to practice this. So with the change in perception, this changes. This is how we can live very peacefully. I'm telling you, it's very peaceful. Even if somebody agrees, it doesn't matter. If somebody is bothered, it doesn't matter. Somebody is praising you, wow, 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 doesn't matter. Why? Because you're doing your dharma. So if you're doing your dharma, how does it matter if somebody praises you or somebody pulls you down? You're getting it? See, today or yesterday or somewhere, there was a girl, I think, who is just randomly putting messages to Ishanji, to me, and sometimes blaming all kind of things. I was just looking at it suddenly and I came across it, and I was like, that person is still there in this group. Even on the Instagram, I'm not blocking. I don't want to block. Until some nuisance is written, I will take off the comment. But I will not block. Blocking means I'm triggered by you. I'm not triggered because I can see your pain. Let me tell you that. I can see from where that pain you're talking about. A lot of bad mouthing was done on open comments, stating that this guy, me, is a bully teacher, very rude, and yet I have been watching his live, watching Ishanji's live, watching that live. I don't know how many lives she has watched here and there. But you guys have all disappointed me. You guys have not been delivering. Now, for me, it can be like, I am not hired here by somebody to do this job. Why am I doing it? It is my dharma. Dharma means it doesn't matter what and how it is affecting unless I know I am aligned to a certain truth and I am speaking that truth. So if I am speaking that truth, naturally everybody is not going to like it. I've improved a lot. You just look at my live telecast for 1 year or 1.5 years that I've been doing. I was a different person altogether. Today I'm a different person. Yes, I can see that. This is a transition because even I'm learning, even I'm growing, and it's okay. But I don't feel bad about those old telecasts that I've done, because certain things I've rooted in certain space of truth and spoken it. Maybe my language is not good. Today I've learned how to use a proper language. to live in this world because I don't want to offend anybody. It's okay. But that doesn't mean I still am not going to speak the truth. Are you getting it? So I'm still rooted in my truth. I'm not going to say whatever I said those days were wrong or no, they're all right. According to my alignment, they're right. I spoke my truth, irrespective of who liked it, who doesn't like it. Now, today, if somebody comes and says, those were horrible sessions, you were rude, and it didn't help me. Let me tell you, dear ones, there are so many people who write how these videos have helped them and how it has improvised, how even families are watching this. People write to me, and this is my motivation. This is where I get to know how it is helping or not. So, what I do is I take these motivation words of encouragement from you guys and how it has helped you and enhance my dharma. But my dharma is not motivated by that comment. I'm getting it. I'm enhancing it rather than taking a negative feedback and demeaning myself. Whenever there is a negative feedback, it doesn't mean I'm pushing it out. It doesn't mean, because if I push it out, that means only I am truthful. No. The other person also may be truthful. What I do is I take a moment to reflect. Where is that thought coming from? How am I reacting to it? Is it my truth or is it their truth? I told you 3 kind of truth: their truth, my truth. Now I am not looking from this egoistic point. I am looking in awareness, the third truth. From here, not their truth, not my truth, which is right. If I feel what I have done or said is rightfully aligned, but unfortunately, their consciousness is not rooted in non duality, but they are speaking from dual point of view. What I do is, I see the truth, I understand, I am in my peace. This is what the whole session today I am telling. I am in my peace, no argument, no answerability, because I am not answerable to anyone. But I am at peace. And if I am at error, I rectify myself. I correct myself. That is how I have done all this 1 year. So it can be from here, it can be from there. From higher self, you see what is right and do what is right. So when you correct yourself also, there is peace. Because there is no guilt. You feel peaceful. Okay, you have rectified. Fine, move ahead. If you are right and they are wrong, see it from compassion instead of retaliation. That's what I can see. That girl is in very deep pain. Probably whatever has happened in life, her life has been very miserable. But that doesn't give an authority to blame everybody. I've been following a certain path, I've been following a certain guru, the guru is not good, the path is not good, he is not good, she is not good, not good. What are we trying to say? I'm good. This is called the blame game. This I can see, I am not answering here, but I'm just seeing and explaining you the scenarios. How we move into blame game. How we are not taking 100% responsibility for our own life. There is no guru, there is no path, there is nobody external, be it they are doing live or they are doing any damn thing that they're doing. They are not responsible in any way for my life. If I am watching somebody live, it is my personal choice. Have I picked up anybody's hand and made you sit here? See, the fun is, even if there is blaming and cursing, she will still come and sit and watch the live. What does that mean? Dear ones, the consciousness knows that what I am doing is probably not right, but my ego doesn't want to agree with that. So it is putting the blame somewhere else. and trying to get reactions out of it, and trying to make somebody, the other person in front of you, make that person responsible for your life conditions. How can that be possible? But still it wants to listen. Why it wants to listen? That is your pure soul, your awareness, that is still trying to connect to that truth and learn something, but the ego is not allowing your soul to do that. This is a conflict that poor soul is suffering from within. I getting it now? This I can see from my awareness. And when you see this, what will happen? Will you get angry at such person? You'll feel compassionate. I only have prayers to help such people. Let such people come out of their ignorance. This is one reason I don't give advices. There are certain incidences where people have desperately written to me in very dire conditions, very bad state, asking and pleading for help. I refrain completely, staying away from giving advices because of these problems. Because if that person is not taking 100% responsibility for their own life, and if they are depending on somebody else's suggestion or advice, it's a gone case for both people. Both people are going to go into the pit. Both of them. It's very dangerous. See, I'll tell you how life beautifully guides you. Same day that I received that mail from another lady or girl, I don't know who it was, some 1 month back, asking for some personal problem. It was very personal. So, and I was reluctant. And on the same day, I'm getting many videos from Brahma Kumaris. Usually I don't see much of those videos. But that day I was just looking at some interesting thing that Sister Shivani was talking about. One video was very clearly titled, "Do not give free advice to anyone." Sister Shivani was talking about. And I went through the video and she was saying the same. If somebody asks you advice, go mom. Say something. Go mom. This is my life condition. Give me some advice. I don't know. You look into it. They will say, no, you must be having some opinion. They say, opinion, I don't have anything. You please look into it. And in the end, she said, because if you give advice, then you will be made responsible for the outcome of that advice. If something goes right, they might not remember you, but if something goes wrong, surely you are going to be blamed for the rest of your life for that. I said, oh my God, what is this? And believe it or not, the same day I received this email. And this video did not strike me. In that compassion to help someone, I jumped into and I gave a general suggestion. And it was from the third eye awareness. It was not their truth or my truth. I said, you are saying this, but I cannot give you advice because you are saying about your family members, this is their problem and this is my problem. Help me. I am telling you, you are giving me only one side of the picture. I have not heard what is their story, so I have no right to give you advice. Just because you are saying this, and ताली एक हाथ से नहीं बजती है. Whenever we write our problems to somebody or ask for help, we are very biased because a frustrated mind is an egoistic mind. A frustration is operating from the ego, and from the ego, no person will talk of a higher truth. They will always say what is appealing to them and which is comfortable to them. I understand this. So I could see the mail was filled with that. So, in a very gentle way, I tried to convince her, saying that, look, this is only your part of truth. I do not know, so I am not going to give you advice on that. But as far as I can see from a higher perspective, these are your errors which you can mend. You can work on these. So I won't tell what that other person is going to work. I can tell you what you can work on and probably get that result. And when I shared that, I was shocked to receive a reply saying that, how dare you say this? I was hoping for something from you. You don't know how much I've been through life, and you have judged me and told me that I am wrong. You have put me 5 years back of my spiritual service. 5 years back, where I was, you're talking I'm there. You're telling me I'm still much behind. Oh my God. I was shocked because I had literally not meant that. My intention was only to help them see that higher truth which they are unable to see because they are rooted in duality. So I was trying to raise that consciousness and guide her to see it from that level. She got me all wrong because she was reading that email again from a lower mind. This is what makes a difference. This is what I'm saying. All those who are even seeing the video necessarily are not in that space. That is why I always say, raise yourself, come into the moment, be in your awareness, and then listen to these videos. It will appeal to you from a different perspective, from the truthful perspective. But if you are rooted here, you will see some wrong reflections from your lower mind coming through this. You will take it in a complete different sense, like this lady took it. What I wrote in pure awareness, she took it in a different manner. And when that reply came, I was shocked. I remembered Sister B.K. Shivani. I said, wow, look at life. Look at this is called higher guidance. You are protected and guided. Before a certain thing happening, that video came to my hands and I had to see that. But because I was not in my awareness while writing that mail, I mean to say the larger perspective, I had got carried off with helping one person with one narrative. I had lost the larger perception and I paid a price for it. But it was a lesson that I learned. I said, never again I'll do this. So that is what, dear ones, in today's session I'm telling you, relationships are all complex. Whatever relationships. I'm just not talking today, I spoke about loved ones. I'm speaking about friends. I'm talking even about this online relationship that we are having. We do not know each other personally, but we are sharing a great relationship here. You see that? It's a relationship. We are in a relationship when we are dealing with each other. See how complex it is. Somebody takes it in this manner, somebody takes it in that manner. But whoever takes it in whatever manner, the main issue is how are you taking it? Because you are the person who is doing your karma. If you are doing your karma rooted in your dharma, there is no problem. Anything apart than from that will give you problems. Then your voice will shake. Then you will not have the authenticity to stand up for yourself, to speak for yourself, to be rooted in your truth, and to even express that truth, like what I'm doing right now. What I'm trying to express here is a certain truth that I'm aligned and grounded in. And by doing this, what am I trying to do? I am trying to not just convey a certain kind of wisdom to you, I am also raising your awareness, whether you know it or not, in a certain manner. Even right now, while you watch these videos, your consciousness is being raised to a certain level from where you can understand these perspectives and you can follow this in your life. And that is my dharma. That is how I wish to bring a change in the space that I live, in the world that I live. This is my soul agenda. That's how dharma works. Same way, in your space, whatever you are working, there is a dharma that you're doing. You have your own dharma and karma. So in your space, how are you affecting through your consciousness, through your life, is what spirituality is all about. Spirituality is not just attending courses. This girl was writing, I attended all your courses, this course, that course, so many hours of course, so many days of course. It doesn't matter. You attend courses all your life, but if you are operating from the dual mind, from the lower mind, nothing is going to change. It is not in the courses or it is not in the life. It is not in following anybody's posts, but it is with what level of understanding and what perception, which level of awareness you are understanding and learning that. If your intention is to learn something and then listening to a life so that you make your life sincerely better, if that is the bhava, thou shall be successful. It shall be done. There is no doubt about it. It will change, it will transform, it will appeal, it will pierce your consciousness, it will raise your consciousness, it will transform your consciousness, because your bhava is that I want to change, I want to transform for good, for my good, for others' good. 100% that course or that live or whatever you do will be a success. But if it is anything other than that, you pay even millions of dollars, nothing is going to happen. So that is the reason I used to tell when people say, I have no money to attend this course, that course, I say, you don't need. Even you do one course, but do it very beautifully, being fully there with a real purpose, true purpose, aligning your soul to that cause of that seminar or that event or that course, it shall happen. Or you attend a free course or a free live session like these that are happening and still you are aligned to your truth, you shall benefit even multitudes more than somebody who's just paying money and not whole and soul there, soulfully there. You might benefit 1,000 times more than that by a free course like this. Understand, dears, it is not about what you do, it is about how you do. So today's Chidakasha Gita also, if you see, it's very, very beautiful. So with this, I hope this has helped you. It has been 1 hour correctly. My Instagram got cut off. I was doing both, but I'm glad the other is being recorded here live, Facebook here. So I'll try to share this on my IGTV also. Yeah, Preeti ji, thank you. Mahindra ji, thank you. Vani ji, thank you. Prabjot ji, thank you. Shiv Modi, thank you. Bhavna ji, thank you. I'm seeing all your messages now. Tarun bhai, thank you. Sonia ji, thank you. Rajesh Khanna ji, thank you. Ashish ji, thank you. Nirlakanti ji, thank you. Gautam ji, thank you. Narayan ji, thank you. Nice to have you all guys here. I'm glad that you guys are joining. I have another profile where many of you guys are trying to put the add friend, but I'm not adding there because those messages, it's the profile is by the name Jake Light. It is nothing to do with any spirituality, with any tradition, with any religion. It is completely a general and a higher awareness view, the same. So there I'm talking more from this space. I'm writing posts more from this space. And not everybody might like it again. Because everybody has prejudices, everybody has certain ideas, everybody has certain beliefs Everybody has some theory about spirituality. Everybody is in certain cocoons, and they feel only that is so. It should, if it resonates with that only, is my spirituality. No, spirituality is boundless. It's a beautiful, non-dual, unlimited, infinite tattva, which has no bias at all, no boundaries at all, no limitations at all. It is just non-dual. Non-dual is one, where I'm not even saying there is a God and there is you. You are God, God is you, everything is in that timeless space. So, when I write those posts, people find it very difficult to. That is why I split my profiles now. Jacob Shivanand, I have, it is only for the people who are linked with Shiv Yoga and my master, because my master is somebody whom I have a lot of gratitude for. So that profile will always be there, that name will always be there. But I do understand that gives me a limitation of that identity. That is why I came out of that, and there is a different world that I'm operating in. The shifting into awareness and all that is that. The conscious space is that. So I am trying to be myself, the undiversified, the boundaryless being that I am, not even person, the being. So it is from that being, that space that I write there. So that is the reason you must have seen. I'm sorry if I'm not able to accept your friend request there, because I don't want to make that a crowded, a religious, a certain kind of definition one. Nothing. It's a free, pure space there. So I want to keep it because I'm writing and sharing it into different groups. That is the only reason I've made that profile. So if you already are added into Jacob Shivanand here, or if my school friends and ex-colleagues and all are added into Jacob Thomas, that other profile where I'm also operating, then I think that is more than enough. This Jake Light is only for this tattva. So if you strongly feel, anyways, that you can read and understand and relate with those messages without having conflicts or confusion or doubt. Many people go into doubt. Oh, is this guy gone against the path, against the religion? Is this guy gone off track? Nobody has gone off track. This is in track, very much in track. So if that creates any kind of, I said, let me not create anybody's doubt, and let me not disturb this crowd, because I don't want to get into that. If somebody is having a certain belief and certain way they are functioning, be good. Let that be. What is important is that you transcend. You hold one path, one goal, and you go ahead in that. You shall certainly succeed. So I don't want to disturb anybody there by bringing in a new thought. It's not a new thought, but for them it's new, alienated thought. So I said, let me keep this apart. Let me not disturb that space, but at the same time, let me do this wholeheartedly. So that was my intention with this Jake Light profile. This Jake Light is the one who writes Chidakasha Gita. It is not the person. It is a being. So, Madhuji, thank you. Neelamji, thank you. Sucheta ji, thank you. I'm glad if this is helping you. Thank you for your feedbacks. Many of you, Neeta ji, thank you. Many of you have been very bold, courageous to reply, to put your comments, because many people are scared to write anything. They are even scared to press the like button, forget sharing it. They like the words, they like this information, but somewhere it is against their belief. Something threatens them, something is making them feel jittery or scared. So they want to be in the cocoon, be there, no problem. I appreciate and I respect you for that. So that will not block you from my side for anything. You are always welcome anytime you wish to see these videos, and if it is helping, it will help you only. And from where it is coming? It is coming from the same Guru Tattva. I am still collecting to my Guru. They are boundless. They are beyond all this. You go higher and higher into higher realms. Go into the Guru Mandala. They don't have any realms. There is nothing like your Guru Mandala, my Guru Mandala, this lineage, that. It doesn't exist beyond that. It is funny to talk or even think about it there. So here it's fine, here we play all these kind of games, it's fine, but I don't want to be fixed in that. So Sugandha ji, nice to see you here. I read all of your comments, every comment that you all post, be it on Instagram, every single message that you send me personally, be it on Instagram, Facebook, or any profiles. I read all of them. I might not reply, but most of my replies. That is why some of you, when you wrote about how to handle this family thing, I said I'll speak in my next live, because I don't want to answer anybody personally. It will go somewhere else. What I explained. So you sit in awareness, you get aligned, and you understand what I'm speaking from. It I am just introducing you and guiding you towards certain truth. You see the truth from your perspective and you make the decisions. I will not give you a personalized decisions. Many of you have written about your home problems, about your issues, how to maximum is about relationships, how to handle relationship. So those who entered late here also, please go into this video, 1 hour video. It is priceless if you really want to work on those relationships, on those issues which has been bothering you. So all these are maximum related to relationship, and I cannot give personal advice, but this is the advice that you can literally apply into your life. So today's was completely on handling relationships, and I thank you everybody who are writing comments, who are even sharing, who are motivating. And I thank all those guys who are sending me contributions, because at every post I do put that, and I do get your connections, I contributions, and I'm grateful to that. It is, I wouldn't call that as my bread and butter, but it is certainly helping in keeping up the domains, paying for that, the websites, and all this internet connectivity, and a lot of things are there. So it helps, and sometimes it helps me help others also with that contributions that you do. So I'm glad and I'm grateful and I'm thankful to all of you who have been consistently sending those amounts also. So with that, and with lot of prayers, and with lot of divine love and heart, divine love and divine light from the bottom of my heart, let it pierce into your consciousness. Gurudev Sharan, Gurumandala Sharan. Again a word. If you can read the Chidakasha Gita every single day, contemplate on it, read on it, it's everything. It will help you a great deal. I'm telling you, I can't tell you how immensely. I started with trying to do a little thing there, but I'm telling you, it has immensely affected my life. Because when I'm contemplating on it, when I'm working on it, it's moving all the time in the head. When I'm telling you, today's session also, I spoke completely again the Chidakasha Gita. See how it influences. This is how that tattva also came into something into this. It becomes a part of your life. So read these kind of texts. Previously, people were saying Chidakasha Gita is little difficult, and it is difficult. But I'm trying to simplify it. From where? From this level of awareness. Even you can do it. So I've always say, read, meditate, contemplate on it from higher level of awareness. If you don't understand, then read my insights, the Jake Light insights, and then relate and see. It is like a lesson. It's like a training course that you're undergoing. Slowly, you will see that you are attuning and you are sharpening your awareness. That is spirituality, dear ones. You should sharpen your buddhi. Chidakasha Gita tells again and again and again and again, it's all about buddhi, sharpening the intellect, merging the mind into the intellect, and finally having no mind. Dissolving the mind is the purpose of Chidakasha Gita. Bhagavan says, dissolving the mind. That is why the first verse of Chidakasha Gita is, Jnanis are mindless. Jnanis means self-realized person. Avduts are mindless. They don't have mind. And when you don't have mind, there is no karma. There is no good and bad. Everything that you do is a lila. This is how avduts are. I couldn't understand this when Bhagavan said Jnanis have no mind. But I remembered my Gurudeva talking, even in some of his courses, even personally while we were interacting, he has spoken about this many times, and he has told me that the mind body, the mental body which is there, it dissolves. Siddhas don't have mind body. Kosha, Manomaya Kosha is absent in Siddhas. And when there is no mind, there is no thought. So you are not motivated by a thought. When there is mind, there is karma. So when there is no mind, what remains? The divine will. The divine will. Whatever is happening directly, that is why avduts behave like mad. They are in the divine will. And divine will is beyond karma. That is what the Chitakasha Gita says. Buddhi, if you sharpen the buddhi, the discriminative powers, how you sharpen the buddhi? Through your awareness. Buddhi is what? The one that discriminates as right and wrong. The power of discriminating, viveka, what we call. The discrimination, the viveka. It will tell you what is right and wrong. That is a buddhi that does it. So he says, sharpen your buddhi, sharpen, because the buddhi should rule the mind. Mind without a sharpened buddhi will act the way it wants, like a mad. Anything and everything that the mind does, the body will follow. The life will follow according to the mind. But if the buddhi is sharp, the discriminative powers will hold it. And how to sharpen the buddhi? Awareness. Moving into awareness, shifting into awareness. So I said, bingo. This is where it has gone and hit the right nail. I said, I'm glad I'm on the right track. So the Chitakasha Gita and this are going in that way. So anyways you do. You attack your buddhi, you work on your buddhi, or work on your awareness, it's the same thing. And it goes towards that direction only. And my master has been teaching nothing different. It's a hint I'm telling you. Nothing different. In his own beautiful way, he has expressed the whole of this truth. So with lots of divine love and light to all of